Welcome to Venue Marketing 101, a free educational video series for eventtechs powered by Snappening, an event technology company helping you find places to host parties and the pros that plan them, and the Venue Marketing Society, an online community dedicated to answering real venue owners and managers about their daily marketing challenges. Well, hi there. I'm your host, Crystal Grave, the founder, president, and CEO of Snappening, and I'm also the author of the industry's ultimate guide to venue marketing, How to Market an Event Venue, a free downloadable guide to marketing venues from scratch with more than 300 pages of useful tips, ideas, stories, and real-life examples to immediately supercharge any venue's marketing plan. Feel free to connect with me on Twitter and a host of other places if you'd like. I'd love to hear from you. Hey everybody, we're back again this week with our Venue Marketing 101 video series. Just in case you missed episode 1, I want to suggest you give that a quick listen first and then catch up to any of these future episodes. Episode 1 really sets the tone for our discussions about venue discoverability. It helps define the venue discoverability model, and it highlights the 5 steps we're going to showcase over the course of a year with each episode in the series. In other words, episode 1 really helps all these other episodes make a lot more sense. You don't need to watch them all in order to get something out of them, but doing so may help some viewers plan their marketing strategies a little better. And we'd be doing you no favors if we didn't make a video series with something extra in the value department, right? Something you can use right now and see immediate results. That's where our individual episodes featuring more than 50 solid venue marketing ideas come into play. Each video gives you a few nuggets of solid marketing advice that's been tailored specifically for venue owners and managers. Some little aha or oh right idea that you can easily incorporate into your daily routine. So please feel free to join us weekly right here on our YouTube channel as we explore this topic all year long and add value to your week. Welcome to today's episode number 15. Today it's all about how to deepen your relationship with charities and nonprofit organizations in your city and why it might matter to you personally and to your venue. We wanted to remind you about where we are right now in the video series just so you know exactly what we're talking about in each episode and our discussion path makes sense to you. To refresh your memory, the discoverability influence model has 4 circles. We started with Circle 1, in-person influence, and the 11 ideas in that section for episodes number 2 through 13. Now we're moving one more ring out to Circle 2, the referral network. This is the next layer of influence and makes sense as our next step. We're going to cover 17 more venue marketing ideas in episodes number 15 through 31. After we finish this section, we'll move on to the next circle later in the series. Oftentimes when we hear the word philanthropy, we think of heavy hitters in the news with massive sums to give away, like Bill Gates or Oprah or Warren Buffett. But you don't really have to be a billionaire to want to actively participate in philanthropy. Nonprofit Quarterly defines philanthropy as an idea, event, or action that's done to better humanity and usually involves some sacrifice as opposed to being done for purely profit. Acts of philanthropy include donating money to charities, volunteering at a local shelter, or raising money to donate to a specific cause like cancer research. When you're thinking of ways to grow your influence for both yourself and your venue, I always encourage people to think about things that already matter to them. When you combine activities that already hit your passion points with your goals to grow your business and referral network, you often end up doing things that make better, deeper, and more meaningful relationships in a more organic way. In today's episode, we're going to highlight a few examples that make a ton of sense for venues. 1, becoming a sponsor of a charity. 2, joining a nonprofit board. 3, hosting a charity event, and finally, sharing some real venue examples. One of the first things you can do as an event venue professional is consider sponsoring a charity event in your community. Now, it's common for you to immediately think about being the host as your form of charity, and we'll get to that in a second. But what do you want to do with all those other local groups that come and hit up the team for support? How do you sort through the opportunities to figure out which ones are a good fit for you, if any of them? Here are a few questions you can ask yourself, and if you want more guidance on sponsorships, I highly encourage you to read the articles we included in the video summary that have even more in-depth details about these topics. Number 1, who's going to be there? Is the room going to be filled with potential clients and existing ones, or will it be filled with a ton of your competitors? You want to focus on events that match your venue's interests and objectives. You also want to try to focus on events where you get some access to the attendees too, if that's possible. Number 2, will your name be in lights? You want to think about the amount of exposure you're going to get at this event. Normally speaking, the less exposure you receive, the less you're going to want to spend on the sponsorship. However, if the event is full of
meeting planners, as an example, and they're looking for a title sponsor, then maybe this would be the absolute perfect time for you to spend a larger amount of money. Number 3, who else is sponsoring? Oftentimes it makes sense to see who else is involved. Are these prospects or competitors? How much access do you get to the other sponsors? Do people seem to come back year after year? And if you spend some time on the planning committee, could you grow those relationships over time? Number 4, does it help you increase your credibility in your community, and does it meet a business goal? Some support is going to be driven by personal interest, and at other times it may be driven by both business and personal reasons. You just want to make sure to ask yourself this important question as you're picking where your dollars are going to go. It may or may not be obvious, but joining a nonprofit board in your community may really open you up to a number of new opportunities with other business professionals. Nonprofit boards are interesting in the fact that they bring a hybrid of professionals coming from all sorts of backgrounds and industries together for a common cause. Everyone brings a little something different to the table, and that gives you all the more reason to get to know this new group of folks that are already united by an interest in doing something good in the community. If you're struggling to think about what boards you might join, I suggest you go back to your passion points and see where some of your respected peers are investing their time. Depending on the size of your city and your age, you may also be able to go to some board recruiting community events and also join some young professional groups to get your feet wet before you fully dive into board leadership. The most important thing you can do here is have fun and meet loads of new people while you figure out what feels right for you. Now, I promised that we'd come back to having your venue serve as the host for a charity event. When you offer your space up for free, or nearly free, to a charity, you get a lot of benefit of sponsorship without all the out-of-pocket expenses. That's not to say that there won't be costs involved, it's just that these may be more operational in nature instead of pure marketing dollars out the door. You'll want to think about what events you'd like to host and what offers you want to make to people in the community. This is largely a derivative of your venue size, like how big of an event you can host, what needs are left unmet in the community, and what organizations just make the most sense for your venue's team. Are you into women's charities, benefits for children or animals? How about vets or homelessness prevention? You want to see what's happening in your city and where you can make the biggest difference. Hosting events gives you a reason to drop a press release in the community, showcase the charity to your employees and other clients, and spread the good word about their important work. It also gives the charity's event attendees a reason to see your space and what philanthropy means to you and your team. This is a real win-win way to help when it's done well and from the heart. So we said we'd go through some real examples that venues and their teams could do to make an awesome impact for charities in their communities. These are just some ideas to get your wheels turning. You do what's best for you, but I hope this list inspires you. You can sign up with your local Habitat for Humanity office to build a house together as a team, or join a larger team already doing a build. It's a great way to do some work with clients, colleagues, or referral partners. Some of the most admirable work I've seen done by fellow hospitality pros comes from service clubs. Each city's going to be a little different, and you may have additional clubs, but some of the most common ones are Rotary Club, Kiwanis, and Lions Club. These clubs often host a number of other charities in their communities, so their members can learn more about them, and often they give away grants and scholarships too. This is a great way to both grow your referral network and also do some amazing things in your community with an amazing group of people. Sometimes it makes sense to think about the efforts happening in your city that are going to make the most impact for those closest to you. Think about organizations that are doing work that impacts your workforce, like minorities, children, families, and single parents. Or think about organizations impacting your clients. Where are your biggest clients spending their time and what matters to them? Pets are often close to everyone's heart, so if it makes sense to support your local animal shelter or host an animal adoption event at your venue, it's a sure way to make your mark in the community as a business that cares about our furry friends. Helping organizations aimed at increasing the likelihood of success of the tiniest community members is a great way to open your venue up to a world of new opportunities and community leaders. There are any number of things you can do, from helping to host school fundraisers, donating snacks or field trip admission fees, to doing school supply drives at your venue. Finally, learning more about how organizations work together to reduce homelessness in your community and the impact between homelessness, drug addiction, domestic abuse, and mental health services opens your team up to an entire new world and way to help some of the most vulnerable members of the community in a significant way. way. I hope you feel like you've learned a lot about how to get more involved with the charities in your community. These are all excellent ways to connect with dozens of new contacts in a very short amount of time and do something that makes everyone feel good at the end of the day. I hope you'll join us next time for episode 16, where we're going to talk exclusively about volunteering and why spending some time doing things out in the community and outside of the venue can be one of your best referral moves yet. If you've enjoyed this video and thought to yourself, you know what, it would be mighty handy to have some more content like this and some people to talk to on a regular basis about my venue and somewhere to ask questions right as I think of them, well then, I have just the place for you. Pop on over to Facebook and visit facebook.com/groups Venue Marketing Society, no spaces, and connect with us now. We have daily prompts about venue marketing ideas, real challenges people are facing, and other cool things we're finding online. We've also included a link to our group down in the video description here on YouTube to save you a step. I've also mentioned our free downloadable ebook a couple of times in the video, and in case you'd like more learning like this, but want to take it at your own pace and snag a copy of your own, you can grab this link and get the book down in the summary for the video, or you can head over to the blog post mentioned on the screen. Just complete the download form on the blog and poof, you're all set. You'll also receive more exclusive content when you sign up for the ebook that will help you with your learning over the next several weeks. We'd love to socialize with you. Join us online in any of the channels you see here. It'll be great to chat with you. The Venue Marketing 101 video series is created, produced, and licensed by Snappening. We extend our thanks to our production team and the artists who have helped contribute to the work showcased in this video. That's all for today's episode. We look forward to having you join us for the next one right here on our YouTube channel. Your likes and comments on this video help guide our team's future content roadmap, so share the love below if we're helping you in your venue marketing journey, and let us know how we could help you even more in the future. If you'd like to be notified about episodes as soon as they're released, consider subscribing to our YouTube channel at www.youtube.com/snappening.